Today, I want to share top three misconceptions, misunderstandings that usually my clients have when we're talking about how we can integrate mobile on-device AI features into their Android or iOS apps. So I think it's extremely useful for you if you think about something like that, because it might save you a lot of time and effort trying to maybe do something that doesn't make any sense to do, and or you've been told that it makes sense to do, because this is three questions that very often appear in conversations, and usually answering on them may dramatically change the path on which my clients would like to go with their mobile apps. So number one, it's not actually like the order doesn't really matter. So don't think it's something most important than others. There's all three very important. And the first one that I want to talk is that a lot of my clients expecting that they can have a level of, let's say, intelligence on the mobile on-device LLMs, open weight models, like you have with ChatGPT or Claude, for example. So they think that they might have like chat experience to talk about some health, to talk about some, I don't know, education stuff, and etc., to provide this service to their clients and their customers. So what I'm trying to explain is that even if it might look like that they are very smart, because they actually replying is almost the same way as you like getting responses from ChatGPT, for example, or Claude or Gemini, whatever. They way more smaller. For example, to being able to run models that are on the cloud, you need a lot, like 100 times more compute power and memory than we have available on devices. So with these trade-offs, of course, this size of the models and the intelligence of their models, of these models that we can run on your iPhone or Android device, is way lower. So what is good for is a great pattern recognition machine and just helping us assistant when you can predefine the path. For example, very often we ended up implementing chat support agents that run completely offline and on device. So if customers of my of app that my clients have, they need some help to troubleshoot some issue in the app or with service in general, because we have this predefined more frequent asked questions, we can actually help them to have human-like conversation inside the app and help them to troubleshoot without they have to wait to reach out for the support on the call on etc. So this is a great example, and we very often use this to implement. But again, you can't expect it to be smart enough to help you with some health issues or math or physics and etc. They can local models can answer you basic questions, but they're pretty dumb, I would say. So this is a trap number one. The second one is a lot of people expect that you have very simple solution to run mobile offline models on the device. Like for example, we can do this very simply with cloud-based models. You simply talk to the cloud via API, and there is no difference what kind of Android device your users have or iOS device. It's absolutely the same. With local and offline models, it's a zoo, to be honest, and it takes a lot of time and effort to integrate this properly to make sure that your users have nice and stable experience with this technology. And I will just explain that you have a lot of Android devices. So with different Android devices, we have different form factors, different chipsets, we have different amount of memory, and etc. So it's very hard if you're a newbie in this. It's very hard to understand what exactly you need to do. So I personally spend a lot of time trying to understand what works best for a specific use case, for specific requirements and expectations from the models to set up it properly, set up proper local infrastructure. And yeah, the process completely different from the whether you're trying to run this on Android or iOS, as well as what exactly you're trying to do, whether you're trying to check some pictures, whether you're trying to work with the text or with audio. There is a lot to do, but this is definitely not straightforward process yet. I personally working on some solutions that would allow my clients and other people to have more straightforward experience with local models. It's not there yet. There is still a lot of work to do. So yeah, you need to expect that it will take some time to prepare and also to set up to fine-tune your specific use case with models to provide best experience for your users. And the third one is actually a lot of clients missing the point of the mobile and on-device AI. And this is not the intelligence, but this is extremely great pattern recognition machine that can you save a lot in terms of the cost, and it's also a private. Because it's private, so by private I mean it runs completely offline on your phone. So for example, in case of the offhand voice notification app that I own, that transcribes voice memos into the text and summarize them locally on device, I don't even need network permission to do this. I only need network permissions to download model on the device, but everything else happens completely offline. So in this case, you're getting two benefits, as I mentioned. First one is the privacy, where nothing sent into the cloud. So in terms of the GDPR, it's extremely valuable point to have. We saved a lot of time by not dealing with all of this legal stuff with such sensitive details as user voice nodes. And the second one is the cost, because you can process images, audio, and text, you can delegate some stuff on your own device, so you don't have to pay for the cloud API usage, and you can save up to 76%. I actually on my website have the case studies that they've done. You can check for each specific use case, text to image, text to text, image to text, voice to text, and etc. Depending on how much users you have over months, you can see how many you can save with all of this. So yeah, again, it's not like intelligence is necessary, but in finance and in healthcare, I see that cost and privacy, two extremely valuable points, and usually people miss them. But you don't have to, because you can get a lot with those two things that I mentioned. So this is top 3 that I noticed so far. I will definitely share more along the way. And if you're interested to see more stuff like that, subscribe. But again, do remember that you can't get intelligence the same way as on ChatGPT or Claude. It will be way dumber than something that you can expect. There is definitely some learning curve in terms of the implementing and integrating this technology into your existing or apps that you're going to create. So it's not really straightforward experience yet. I think we need way more time, maybe a year or so, until all of this will be stabilized more or less. And the third one is privacy and cost. This is two main points that you need to look. This is two main spaces where it makes way more sense to think about integrating local models inside your mobile app. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you.